Hey guys and gals, Harry here from Drakeman Game, and 70 Mounts Wood of the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Promises to Keep. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Let's see if we can make this raccoon feel better, shall we? I think I'd like that, yeah. Progress. At least he doesn't hate having me around right now. Forcing some energy into my voice, I get up and motion him forward. Lead the way then. I situate myself on the floor and he takes the bed. Almost immediately he's on his phone again, chest sound effects playing loud. I want so badly to ask him what's wrong, but it doesn't feel like the right time. More chest clicks fill the otherwise silent room. A different sound effect plays. Did you win? No, that was a check. A what? It's when you put your opponent's king in danger. Is that good for you? It depends. Dude, how do you not know that? Doesn't everyone know that? It depends. Sometimes you do it to win. That's called a checkmate. He makes another move on his phone. Other times you do it out of desperation when your king is exposed. It usually draws dangerous pieces away from your own king and keeps him safe temporarily. I see an opportunity for some conversation. And the king is the most important piece? Important is one way to describe him. He sits up in bed, still concentrating on his game. He's a liability to his army. Once he's cornered, the game is over. Yet, they still do everything they can to protect him. He pauses. Well, I guess they don't get a choice. The king gets to control what happens to them. Despite all that, you realize just how vulnerable he is, even after your first few games. I get the feeling he isn't just talking about chess. A different sound plays. And that's checkmate. For you? He nods and puts his phone down. I needed that. How do you play? Well, the game revolves around keeping your king safe and making threats against the other player's king. And like I said, the first person to corner the other's king with no recourse wins. I see a small spark in his eyes for the first time today. Here, it might be easier to explain if you have this app. He hops off the bed and joins me on the floor, showing me his phone's home screen and pointing to a chess icon. Tick, tock, tick, tock. And in this situation, you can't move your knight. It's stuck defending your king, and moving it would put your king in danger, which isn't allowed. That's called a pin, when your pieces are restricted because moving them would expose your king to danger. You're not allowed to move your king into danger or check. And when your opponent uses a piece to put you into check, your king needs to move away or command a piece to shield himself from the attack. I blink and try to wrap my head around it all. I'm happy to see Hunter perk up a little, but I wasn't prepared for a 3-hour-long chess masterclass. Okay, so what are my options now? Well, your knight and king are stuck where they are, but you can move elsewhere on the board. Refocus your efforts. Before I can respond, I feel a yawn coming on. Hunter lets one out too. But it might be easier if we just play a game. We've just been talking strategy and theory, but playing the game is the best way to learn. Here, I'll send you a challenge request on the app. I get a notification from the app. His profile features a silly picture of him dressed up in some costume. As I accept the request and the game begins, I remember the notification from him that I woke up to. Oh, by the way, I thought the pic you sent last night was cute. Oh, that? I figured you'd like it. I swear I see his cheeks glow a little, and he buries himself in his phone before I get to look properly. You're playing as white, so you get the first move. Okay. I'm trying to remember what Hunter just taught me about opening a chess game. I move one of my paws in the center of the board. He grins a little. See, it seems like I wasn't a terrible teacher after all. No, you weren't, although it's only been one move. I wince as I say that. Hunter doesn't need that reminder right now. Let's see. He makes his first move, challenging my pawn. I instinctively take his pawn off the board with mine, and he immediately responds by moving a bigger piece across the board. That's the bishop. Diagonal moves only? He nods. Very good. Okay, what's my next move? I remember him saying that moving the horse-shaped pieces early in the game is a good strategy. And protecting my king is good too. Given those facts, I make my move. He makes another move pretty quickly, bringing out another important piece. And this piece? I think hard. The queen. That one can move in any direction, right? He nods happily. I think carefully about my next move. Maybe another horse move? I could even make a threat against his queen, but with that idea. Content with my thought process, I make my move. Then, with a confident tap, he catapults his queen straight towards my king. My phone buzzes and a you lose screen appears. Oh, what? That wasn't even 5 moves! And you only took a pawn away from me. How was that a win? Well, you see... After a quick explanation, I realized that the chess app was in fact not lying to me about Hunter being the victor. The raccoon begins discussing what happened in the game and the moves he would have made in my place. And just because you can take a piece doesn't mean you should, especially if there's a piece guarding it, ready to take revenge. I get it, I think. Truthfully, all I got was that chess was far too complex of a game for me. Anyway, we can play more over the next few days. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I paused. To an unknowing passerby, it might seem like Hunter was back to normal, whatever that meant. Hunter grins and hops back onto his bed, just laying there now. So, what you got into this game? What got you into this game, anyway? It seems like you know so much about it. Oh, nothing in particular. I just think it's neat as all. Fun to play. You said you're on the college team, right? Did you start playing then? He hesitates. No, actually. I started when I was a kid. I can tell he's less than enthused about telling the story. Hey, sorry, we don't have to talk about that. No, it's okay. My parents got me into chess when I was really little. I played it for a while, but managed to weasel out of it after middle school. He chuckles dryly, worlds different from his usual laugh. The game room was probably my least favorite room in the house. We didn't have any fun game consoles. We didn't even have a TV. Oh, yeah. That's good. So it was just a chessboard in the room? Well, that and a few board games. Only the intellectual stuff. Those 64 squares felt suffocating sometimes. They make you play against your will? No, it wasn't that. They just had me play against people who were much, much better than me. And watching the inevitable advance of your opponent towards your king, it's one of the worst feelings. You throw all your pieces in front of him, but one by one they all fall. There's no way to exert control over a chess game against a master. The atmosphere feels eerily similar to the couch a few hours ago. I see. I'm glad that it's something you enjoy now, though. Yeah. I took a much-needed break from chess in high school and got back into it in college. My teammates are much friendlier to challenge, and I feel like I'm actually learning from them. Rather than just being beaten into the ground. I have so many questions about his parents, his childhood. Remnants of my dream come back to me, and it takes every bit of restraint not to ask how accurate it was for his real life. The raccoon lets out a sigh. I'm sorry, Leo. My ears perk up. Oh, hey, no need to apologize. I should, though. I've been a drag the whole morning, I know. It's just... I don't want to get into it right now. But I appreciate you. Of course, Hunter, don't mention it. For some reason, it finally feels like I'm talking to the real Hunter. Not that I thought his jolly nature or energy were disingenuous, of course. But being here with him, I can't help but think that those parts of his personality show so little of who he is. His worries and anxieties, his upbringing. What hides behind the mask? I spread out on the floor, making myself more comfortable. I look up at the raccoon, but he seems to be preoccupied with another chess game. Hey, Hunter? Yeah? Win it for both of us. That earns me a gentle, teasing smile. You bet I will. I rest my head on my arms, my lack of sleep really catching up to me. My shallow slumber is filled with visions of chess pieces gliding across a board. Hunter, the king, stands opposite my own king. I blink and find myself in my king's square. His army starts to part around him, exposing him as he sits on his throne. My own pieces begin moving out of my way, opening a single file, leading me directly to Hunter. I reach one paw out to the king, his brow furrowed deep in thought, head resting on a paw. He looks up and we make eye contact, nothing between us. No chess pieces, no walls. He looks surprised. But as quickly as our eyes meet, his pieces recoil, moving and obstructing my view of the raccoon. His queen, his rooks, they all gather in front of him, guarding their leader at his command. And soon only the lonely crown around one of his ears is visible behind his army. Hunter, you don't need to hide from me. I blink once more. Hunter's familiar ceiling is there to greet me. Second meal. Water time. Okay. I sit up, then I realize I'm in his bed. Shit, I didn't ask! I start to throw his comforter off, but I stop myself. Wait, I fell asleep on the floor. He must have tucked me into his bed after I passed out. I exhale and lay back on the mattress. I give his room a once-over. Everything seems to be where it belongs, but Hunter isn't anywhere in sight. I let myself sit for a bit longer, then begrudgingly get up. Hunter seemed okay earlier, but I still want to check up on him. Descending the stairs, I spot Hunter and Ollie on the couch. As I approach the two of them, the raccoon notices me immediately and perks up. Hey, hey, look who it is! His voice comes out the most energetic it's been all day. Ollie turns and waves. Hey, Leo, you're just in time. We're about to grab a bite to eat. Artemis threw a quick pasta dish together. The three of us, admittedly an odd bunch, serve ourselves and quickly settle in at the dining table. My stomach reminds me that I haven't eaten all day, and I immediately start wolfing down the food. So, where's Artie? He's out with Theo, grabbing some wooden boards to fix up the den window. They patched it up temporarily, but the boards are a better solution, at least until the storm is over. Oh, I was meaning to ask, what happened this morning? I got the rundown, sort of before the two of them ran out the door. I shoot a glance at Hunter, half expecting him to re-enter his slump from earlier, but he seems to be okay. In fact, the smile on his face tells an entirely different story from his morning. Oh, it's not much to worry about. The tree in the yard outside broke the den's window overnight, but we were able to patch it up temporarily. No biggie. Ollie clacks his claws together as he listens to the raccoon. Oh, that's good. I could tell Theo was rattled by the situation, but you were sleeping there, Leo, so I wanted to make sure you're all right, too. Confused, I try to discreetly study Hunter's expression as he eats. Leo? Still focused on Hunter, I don't realize Ollie calling my name until he repeats it. Huh? Oh, right, yeah, I'm okay. Just glad that we were able to find a temporary fix for it. Right, it must have been a pain getting the tree branch out of the room. How bad was the damage? My eyes dart back to Hunter, but he replies without missing a beat. Oh, it wasn't a huge deal. Theo, Leo, and I got it out without too much struggle. And it'll all be fixed soon. I could almost hear him straining to get the last words out with gusto. Ollie looks at him, then at me. Right, that's really good to hear. The dino lowers his gaze to his plate, pointedly redirecting his attention toward his meal. I pick at my plate, still trying to glean any amount of information from Hunter's face. The raccoon's tail swishes back and forth mechanically, seemingly under manual control. Ollie looks up and breaks the silence. Also, Leo, I think Theo was saying that he need to figure out other sleeping accommodations for you, especially because the den repairs are just temporary. Have you given it any thought yet? That's a good point. I'm not sure about... Hey, he can stay with me. I got tons of room. Ollie and I exchange glances. While I'm certainly grateful, I can't say I was expecting Hunter to offer that to me. Wow, that's really kind of you, Hunter. Nah, it's no problem. The raccoon gets up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm stuffed. He deposits his plate in the sink, then turns to address us. I can see the edges of his mask start to unravel. If you two'll excuse me, I'm gonna be resting in my room. He clears his room rather quickly, leaving the two of us in an awkward silence. Ollie glances over at me, but doesn't press. Okay, well, if we're done here, maybe we could check out the den. I haven't actually seen the repairs yet. Right, sure. The den is surprisingly temperate. Not suitable for sleep, but not as teeth-chattering as it was this morning. The window appears to be well patched, with layers of curtains, plastic trash bags, and duct tape. Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to have a quick shout-out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you all above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks to our 3 gold tier patrons, Zeke, Toby, and Blue Wolf Alpha. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if you want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. If y'all want to donate to our Patreon, you can donate using Super Thanks on YouTube. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!